All right, super exciting news, everybody. We're about to do another daily oral language sentence. Specifically, let's do daily oral language sentence number 101. Okay, so let me read this out loud, and you're going to tell me what didn't John say out loud. It says, both my father and him can throw a football further than I can, John said yesterday. I'm going to read it again. Both my father and him can throw a football further than I can, John said yesterday. So, of course, what are the only words that John didn't say out loud? And that would be John said yesterday, right? He did not say that out loud. Everything else he said out loud. So how do I show that John didn't say John said yesterday? Well, I put a comma first to show that he didn't say John said yesterday. And then how do I show that he said everything else? Of course, I put it in quotation marks. I put quotation marks before both and after the comma. Correct. Now, make sure it looks like it's after the comma. Allow me to do that again. It has to be after the comma. Good. Before John. Now, the reason why, and I know people are thinking this still, Mr. Kenny, shouldn't there be a period at the end of his sentence? I would put a period there if I wasn't saying that John said this yesterday, because that's the end of his sentence. But since I'm saying that John said this yesterday, I'm creating a longer sentence so that I show by putting a comma after can, and then I end my sentence, this sentence, with a period. Fantastic job, everybody. Let's continue. Let's go to the top. So clearly we're going to capitalize both. Why? Because it's the beginning of our sentence. And it says both my father and him. Okay, a couple of things I want to fix right now. Can I say both my father and him? Is him the proper pronoun in the sentence? And there is a trick to figuring this out. Remember, get rid of the words my father and end. Can I say both him can throw, or can I say him can throw? No. It's he can throw, right? Not him can throw, he can throw. So it's both my father and he can throw. Also, one thing about father, we do not capitalize father because I'm not using it as his name because I have the word my before it. If I said both father and he can throw, then I'm using my dad's name as father, then I would. But I'm saying my father, I do not capitalize it. So we have both my father and he can throw. Now, you can't say they can throw. You can say he threw or they threw, but the minute you put in that word can, it's not can through, it's can throw. Excellent. So we have both my father and he can throw a football further. A lot of people at this stage of the game tell me, Mr. Kenny, further is spelled with an E, but we have a problem. We don't use the word further in this sentence. Why not? What do we use? We use the word farther, because when we're talking about distance, we always use the word farther. All right. I can throw it farther than you can. The drive to my mother's is farther than the drive to my father's. And the reason why is because further is always just talking about a point. You're making a point. You take your point further, but distance is always farther. So let's continue. Both my father and he can throw a football farther than I can. Take a look at then. Now, remember, he is not saying time order. First I throw it, then you throw it. He's saying he can throw it farther than I can. So he's comparing something. And remember, the comparative form of then is always T-H-A-N, not T-H-E-N. T-H-E-N is always time. T-H-A-N is always comparing things. So both my father and he can throw a football farther than I can. Of course, we're going to capitalize singular I's. Now we put a comma at the end of his sentence. Of course, we're going to capitalize John. And yesterday is spelled wrong. Let's make it an E instead of an I. And I think we did everything in this sentence. Let's take a look. Okay, we have open quotes for both, and then after can after our comma, because this is showing that John said this entire thing. We do not quote John said yesterday because John didn't say John said yesterday out loud. Good. We capitalize both, of course. We decapitalize father because we're not using it as his name. Correct? We're saying because we have the word my father. If I got rid of the word father, then it would say both father and he. Then I would capitalize father because it would be his name. But in this case, I'm saying my father, so there's no capitalization of it. So it's both my father and he. Remember, you can't say him. Why? Get rid of everything else. Can I say get rid of both my father and end? Can I say him can throw? Absolutely not. That's insane. I would say he can throw. So I know that it's not both my father and him can throw. It's both my father and he can throw. Remember, you can't say through. It's both can throw a football farther. Notice you have to say farther rather than further because we're talking about distance, not taking a point further, not adding on to a point, which would make it further. So both can throw the football farther, distance, than I can. We did THAN. Why? Because we're not talking time order. First this, then that, right? First I pick up my pencil, then I write my sentence. I'm not doing that. Instead, I'm saying I'm comparing things. I like pencils more than pens. So it's comparing things, right? So it's THAN. We have a singular I, so of course it's going to be capitalized. We capitalized John, and we fixed yesterday from IR to ER. Very well done, everybody. Thank you very much.